Welcome to Market Weekly, brought to you by Nairametrics Television, where we break down the biggest stories in finance, business, and the market at large. I'm Frank Fagbo, and today's show covers everything from Nigeria's strategic push to stabilize the forex markets using crude oil to the impact of Donald Trump's tariff policies shaking up the global stocks and the market at large, plus also taking a look at what is happening with VFD Group, their surprising rally on Nigeria's exchange. Let's dive right into what we have for today. But first, we're starting with a key story. We're seeing what is happening in the oil and gas sector. This is a massive story because the federal government has said that they would sustain the Naira-to-Crude policy despite the market concerns. The federal government says that it will continue with the Naira-for-Crude initiative, a move aimed at reducing Nigeria's dependence on the dollar and also easing the foreign exchange market pressure that we're experiencing. According to the finance minister, Wale Edo, the policy has already started yielding results by conserving FX reserve and also stabilizing the Naira. He's also described it as a key strategy for long-term macroeconomic stability. However, some analysts warn that the lack of transparent pricing mechanism and also the dollar-linked contract could literally affect, and also it could deter foreign buyers or reduce our oil earnings. But with Nigeria battling dollar scarcity and oil contributing over 80% to our external reserves, now this move might be one of our boldest currency-saving strategy as regards our foreign exchange market and the oil and gas sector. Let's move on to what is happening in the as regards our local stories. Some local stories that we have on this episode of Market Weekly. We're seeing what is happening with Nigeria. Nigeria's debt to World Bank rose by $2.36 billion in 2024. Now, data from World Bank shows that Nigeria's debt rose by $2.36 billion in 2024, bringing the total to $17.23 billion. You can imagine how massive our debt profile is. The rise stems from 6 new loans approved to support infrastructure, energy, and social programs. Some analysts say that this raises a lot of concerns over our debt sustainability, even as the country faces mounting interest payment, because look at what is happening with our debt profile. So we continue to pay the interest on our accrued debt over the years. Second, we're seeing what is happening with Nigerian banks. They've paid nothing less than 819.95 billion naira in tax after windfall levels. 7 major Nigerian banks incurred 819 billion naira in tax expenses in 2025, mostly due to the controversial windfall tax. Zenith Bank and UBA led the list, while the federal government defends the policy as a fair way to reduce public revenue, to raise public revenue. A lot of the banks have warned that it could affect their long-term investment and also dividend payout. Let's move on to what is happening as regards VFD Group. VFD Group's stock soars after their earnings comeback. VFD Group has become the toast of investors, with its share price climbing from 62 naira 70 kobo on the 7th of April to 79 naira 80 kobo on the 10th of April. That is 27.3% increase in just 4 trading days. Now, the company's recent return to profitability and active strategic communications are drawing bullish sentiment on the NGX, and a lot of investors are taking a look at their stocks because, hey, this is crazy. Just 4 days, putting in 27.3% as regards their price increase. Let's shift gears to what is happening across the globe. The global stories. The US market remained jittery after Donald Trump's newly announced tariff on key imports. The futures on the Dow and also the S&P 500 and Nasdaq, all of them have showed wild swings during the pre-market trading, while a lot of economists warn of a looming tension escalating into a global trade war. And also taking a look at what is happening with the Chinese stocks. Many of the Chinese stocks have shown resilience amidst escalating trade war. Despite the escalating trade tensions between China and the US, Chinese equities market have shown remarkable resilience audience. On the 11th of April 2025, China raised tariff on US goods from 84% to 125%, responding to the US increasing tariff on Chinese import. China's finance minister indicated that further tariff increase are most unlikely, citing diminishing market viability for US exports. But some other countries, look at what is happening with Europe and also the world at large. A lot of the battles between tariff and trade wars. But how is this going to affect the market in the interim, and how is this going to affect the market long term? We're definitely going to keep you abreast as to how all of this unfold. Companies like Tesla are already feeling the impact, with companies halting orders in China for certain US-made models. Down to what is happening in Japan, the Nikkei index slides 5% as yen strengthens. Japan's Nikkei 225 plunged by 5%, its steepest day decline in months. Now, the sell-off was sparked by falling bond yields and strengthening yen, and also reduced hopes of Bank of Japan interest rate hike. A lot of the export-heavy sectors experienced the hardest hit based on what is happening in the Chinese economy. We're moving on to what is happening in our domestic economy. How did the NGX play out here in Nigeria? We're going to be taking a look at the NGX and how all of this played out in the market. On Monday, the 7th of April, 2025, the bears literally took over. They dominated the market. Broad sell-off hit the market. The all-share index of the NGX closed at 104,216,000 points. The daily chain, that's 1.23% decline in the market. Some of the top gainers were seeing VFD Group as part of the top gainers, 61. VFD Group as part of the top gainers, 62 naira 70 kobo. That's some 10% gains in the market. We're seeing Total Energy is also 745 naira, closing at having some 9.61% gains in the market. Guinea Insurance 69 kobo, 9.52% gains in the market. And then we take a look at the bottom of the pyramid, the top losers, NSL Tech 45 kobos, 10% decline in the market. Cornerstone Insurance, 2 naira 97 kobo, 10% decline in the market. And then Owando, featuring among the top losers at the end of the trading day on Monday, 37 naira, that's their price, 10% decline in the market. And then we'll move on to the second trading day of the week, which was Tuesday, the 8th of April, 2025. Marginal rebound driven by mid-tier stocks. The NGX All-Share Index, 104,376 points. Then we're seeing the daily change, 0.15% gains in the market. Some of the top gainers, NSL Tech becoming the top gainers, becoming one of the top gainers, 49 kobo, that's some 8.89% gains in the market. Abe featuring amongst the top gainers, 5 naira 58 kobo, 8.35% gains in the market. Sterling Nigeria Limited, 5 naira 15 kobo, 6.85% gains in the market. And then top losers were seeing U-Home Rate, featuring amongst the top losers, 46 naira 15 kobo, 9.95% decline in the market. NACO, 62 naira 95 kobo, that's some 9.94% decline in the market. And then we're seeing what is happening with NEM Insurance, 11 naira 80 kobo, 9.92% decline in the market. Wednesday, the 9th of April, 2025. VFD Group extends its rally as the market sleeps slightly. The all-share index closed at 104,187 points, experiencing some 0.18% decline in the market. We're taking a look at some of the top gainers. Livestock featuring amongst the top gainers, 8 naira 3 kobo, that's some 10% gains in the market. And then VFD Group experiencing some 10% gains in the market, 72 naira 60 kobo, that's the price of the shares. We're seeing NGS Group featuring amongst its top gainers for the day, 35 naira 65 kobo, that's some 9.86% gains in the market. Top losers, HM Call amongst top losers, 5 naira 22 kobo, 10% decline in the market. Len Africa, 2 naira 97 kobo, 10% decline in the market. And then ETI, 26 naira 85 kobo, that's some 9.90% decline in the market. On Thursday, the penultimate trading day, that's the 10th of April 2025, the bulls came back. They returned as VFD Group, coveting NIM Insurance experienced some market soared. The NGX, or the all-share index of the NGX, closed at 104,788 points, having some 0.58% gains in the market. Top gainers, Kevatin featuring amongst top gainers, 2 naira 31 kobo, 10% gains in the market. Nimet featuring amongst top gainers as well, 2 naira 88 kobo, that's some 9.92% gains in the market. VFD Group, 79 naira 80 kobo, 9.92% gains in the market. And then we go to the bottom of the pyramid, ABC Trans, 1 naira 26 kobo, that's some 10% decline in the market. And then Etana featuring amongst top losers, 32 naira 90 kobo, that's some 9.90% decline in the market. And then CAP, 43 naira 50 kobo, 7.45% decline in the market. And then we'll move on to what happened, how the market closed on the final trading day of the week. You can see that on your screen. This gives you an insight as to how the market performed throughout the week. It's been a great time, if you ask me, because the first trading day, which was Monday, was saying that the bulls started on the first trading day, and then on the final trading day, you can see it on your screen, how the market reacted to the final trading day of the week. And then that's it on this episode of Markets Weekly, where we bring you some of the top updates regarding how the market has been playing out throughout the week, and also taking a look at the globe, how the market reacted to Donald Trump's tariff conversation, to Donald Trump tariff policies in the US, back and forth between Trump and China, the entire Asia, all the markets reacting to the tariff. Let's see how the market reacts to the Trump effect this week. Let's see whether the bulls are going to take over, or perhaps the tariff is still going to have a negative impact in the equities market across the globe and even other countries at large. Cheers.